Good afternoon, Flosstube. It's Lori of MischievousStitches. I want to welcome all of you to my channel today. I'm very glad that you stopped by to visit with me. I have several things to share today, so let's get started. This week, I have continued to work on this piece, which was Georgian Floral Basket by JBW Designs, and I am loving this one. I'm stitching it on a 36 count platinum Zweigart linen. It's one of my favorite go-tos, and the colors work very well on it. It's such a pretty feminine palette. Let me share those colors with you. And here it is. So I'm doing it all in DMC, which is what it calls for, on a 36 count linen. I'm using one strand over 2 linen threads, and this is the piece. So if I had to guess, I'm maybe a third of the way through. There's several other flowers or roses in the basket, and then you have the basket down here, but there's little touches of blue I began to put in here and here. And it's so pretty. Depends on how it looks at the finish, but I'm hoping to find a sweet little trinket box or jewelry box. Hobby Lobby always has a great selection of those kind of things, and do it in maybe an oval shape and mount it on top of that box. It's going to be so pretty when it's done. When I sit down, I try to do about 3 threads in it, and because I use, I don't know, everybody has their own way selection of lengths of thread they use, but whether I'm working with 2 strands or 1, I tend to unwind my threads or pull a thread from the, grab it with my fingers and pull it to here. And that's usually, so I'm guessing that's about maybe a foot and a half maybe, of length of thread. And so usually, even though it's just 3 threads, that's still a good bit of stitching. So this is Georgian Floral Basket by JBW Designs. And if you've been watching me for some time, you'll know that I have, the past few years, I have been stitching the Satsuma Street Christmas ornaments. I love her use of color and whimsy with them, and I stitched them for my grandchildren. So this year, I did not get them complete last year. I got them complete last year for Waylon and Evie, but didn't get them fully completed. So this is Evie and Waylon's, and this is Holiday. Let me look. This one is Holiday Horse, and I have stitched 2 of those. So the one I finished this week is here, and this one is for Quinn, which is my newest granddaughter that was born in January. This will be her first one for 2025. This is Evie's 2024. And again, this is Holiday Horse by Satsuma Street. They're great little kits because they contain everything you need in them to stitch the piece, with the exception of your scissors. So you have your needle, you have your threads, you have your beads, you have sequins, you even have a piece of baker's twine to use as a hanger. Now, if you're finishing it, the only other things I have to add to that list is a piece of coordinating felt, and I just use the cheap felt from Hobby Lobby that comes like 50 cents a sheet. And I'll use some double-sided tape, and I finish those up. So I've got them laying here on the table, and you see there's some baker's twine for that one. And I was hoping to finish them up this weekend, but I've had a full weekend, so I met up with some friends yesterday for lunch, and I spent a few hours with them, and I left there, and I come home, and I had little Miss Evie last night, and she's been gone maybe in 30 minutes. So I haven't had time yet, but now dinner's happening. So around 3 o'clock, my other children are coming over, and we're gonna grill burgers out on the grill, but I'm kind of worried right now because it looks like there's a storm blowing up. I know we're expecting some more normal spring storms here. It's supposed to start tomorrow into Tuesday, but it sure is clouding up all of a sudden here. So anyway, I may not get it done tonight, but hopefully I will get it done this week. The other one that I finished is Santa Cruiser. I finished him back in January, first part of January. And this is Waylon's piece for 2024. And this is Santa Cruiser, another Satsuma kit. And she released the new ones that Satsuma Street did for this year and there's a group of 4, and I loved all of them but one. So I've already got those ordered, and I plan to do those for this coming year. I should pick them up like the second week of April, and I'll look forward to sharing those with you too, because that'll be their Waylon and Evie's 2025 ornaments. The good thing with that is I've noticed with the supplies inside, I did 2 holiday horses, and the only thing I needed to complete the second one was 1 extra length of one of the threads. So you could, if you have perforated paper on hand at home, know that you can actually, with the supplies within, you can stitch close to 2 ornaments from it. And that's great for me because I have 2 girls, so I can stitch 1 ornament each year for the 2 girls, and then Waylon something different. But I plan on keeping them because they're interchangeable, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. They're not gender neutral, so I plan to, over time, each one of them will have similar ornaments, if you know what I mean. So what else did I work on this week? I went back to this one. I started it back in February, I think the first week of February. When I last shared it with you, I was working on a page 3 finish. I'm wrong, page 3 finish. I finished page 3, and I am beginning on page 4 right in here. So the bottom are going to be half pages, so there's 3 half pages. So basically I have 1, 2, 3, 4.5 pages left. But let me share with you where I'm at. This one is a very beautiful piece too. I'm stitching it on 32 count mocha linen by Zweigert, and I'm stitching it 2 threads over 2 linen threads, and I've got it pinned down. But here's where I am. Sorry I didn't iron this one for you. So as you can see, I've finished it up. This is page 3 here. When you last saw it, I know I did not have the red tulip here, but I did get that in, and I worked down into the next page here, because this page 3 stops right in here. So I worked on down. I like to cross my edges of the pattern, if you know what I mean, so I don't have an issue with placement. So if there's any motifs that are on the edge of a page, I will usually go ahead and stitch them so that I can place the next page off without much trouble. So I dropped over from there and come over here, and this is what I've gotten this week, and I'm very happy with how it looks. It's very nice. So I'm planning for this to be my next big finish. It's still going to take me a couple more weeks, but I will be attending a retreat this weekend. My friend Barbara and I are going up, and we're going to be at the Stitching at the Lake, that retreat in Irmo, South Carolina. Is on, the event center is on Lake Murray, and it's hosted by Stitching Kitten. They're in Irmo as well. It's a newer shop, and this is their first retreat, so I'm looking forward to being one of the first ones to attend their retreats, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time. So we're supposed to leave. We're going to leave and go up. It's not that far from us for a drive. We're going to get a room for Friday night, Saturday night, and so we'll spend all day Saturday, part of the day Friday, and probably some of the morning hours stitching on Sunday. And so I hope to have another page finished to share with you next weekend. So last weekend, thank you all who watched my video. I did a video with my friend Yvonne. She's the Night Owl Stitcher. She hasn't filmed in some time, and I'm hoping over the next few months or this year we'll get some other chances to film together. But she gave me a gift, a hostess gift. She said, for being the hostess with the mostest. And I forgot to share it with you. We were doing the video, and she was a little nervous not having filmed in a while, and I'm always seem to be nervous when I start the video. But anyway, we just did not share it, so I'm gonna share it with you now. I don't know the name of the pattern. I do know it's from Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with the Housewives, and Yvonne's finishing is just impeccable. She is just so great at that. All the little frou-frou, and it says, "Oh, hello, spring." And then she did backing, and she put some little hearts on. She must have cut them with her little, I think she uses a cuddle bug. It is just so cute. All the little details, the little floral arrangement here. I'm just so happy with it. Thank you so much, Yvonne. She did share it on her Instagram page. So I'll link her Instagram page below if you want to go take a like. And she does, I'm hoping she'll do more posting there as well of some of her finishes. So we'll see. Yesterday when I went out to eat, or didn't go out to eat, I went out to a friend's and she made us a yummy lunch, fresh bread and just some deli meat. But it was just such a great time, just having a talk and just enjoying this beautiful weather and with old friends. It's just a great way to spend a day. But one of them knows how I have a thing for tomato pincushions. And she said anytime she's out anywhere and she runs across one, she picks them up for me. So I have 1, 2, and 3. I love them. Thank you, Karen. She asked me a question. I know some of you enjoy these too, but she asked me if I had ever counted the pins in them, and I haven't. I'm curious if any of you had. She said, have you ever busted one of them open to see how many needles are actually inside? And I said, absolutely not. Why would I do that? She said she didn't think that I had. It was just, just a question. And I said, no, but it did make me think about the ones on the outside. I would never rip one open to see what was in the inside, but I enjoy them. I enjoy having them eventually. I do have a glass dish, similar to the old cookie jars that used to be in the stores, and it has a lid, and I want to fill it with the tomato pincushions. I'm getting really close to having enough to fill the jars with these, and just stay tuned. But I mean, you can stack them. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but they're just sweet little mementos that make me think of our hobby. Oh, and it's raining. Maybe it won't last. It'll just be a short spring storm here. Because as I said, we were going to grill burgers later. Oh well. I did share with you another piece last week that I had finished and wanted to fully finish, and then again, here it is. I did, however, get the wooden paddle painted, and it should be I've only gotten one coat on it. The good thing is that these were finished very well, so I didn't feel the need to like sand over them or anything. There was no burrs. I've put one coat of paint on here, and yeah, I may need to sand it, but I'm going to put another coat of paint on here, and if needed, I will give it a light sand and then put another coat, and then I'm going to mount this. I wanted a similar green to the grass, but not exactly, and I think I've gotten that. So that's how I'm going to finish this piece, and hopefully I will find the time to do that. And I'm using, what is the color number? Hold on just a second. In case any of you are thinking of doing something similar, I chose, this is a folk art paint, and it's called Forest Moss. Like I said, I've only put one coat. I'm going to put a second coat. I can feel, because sometimes when I get the unfinished wood, because it is not a good quality wood, the moisture from the paint causes it to swell a little bit, and then you get the little rough feel, the rough edges to the wood, and I'll always sand it and go over it. So it will eventually have a third coat, and then I will completely finish it. So that's all I've got to share with you this week. I know this is a really short video. I thank you for sticking around, and thank you for welcoming me into your home today to speak of things cross stitch. Have a great week. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye-bye.